Dames en heren, Nederland kan de tyfus krijgen. Dag.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free.
What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers.
We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody a slave, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lair. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign on me, they display it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Alistair Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you, and how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end.
Whoever built the pyramids had knowledge of electrical power, and you know that that's the information that they suppress and devour. Who you think the motherfuckers that crashed in the tower? Who you think that made it turn into ash in an hour? The same ones that invaded your own, the ones that never told you about the skeletons on the moon. Yeah, the ones that poison all the food you consume, the ones that never told you about the Mount Vesuvius tombs. The bird flu is a lie, the swine flu is a lie. Why would that even come as a surprise? Yeah, the polio vaccine made you die. It caused cancer and it cost a lot of people their lives. Do y'all know about Bohemian Grove? How the world leaders sacrificing children in robes? Lucifer is God in the public school system. I suggest you open up your ears and you listen.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
If you can persuade people that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see, you got them. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.
Goedemiddag. Nou goed, ik ben hier ook maar pas een paar uur, of 1 uur eigenlijk, maar dit is een soort wachtruimte. Het schijnt dat Piet Hein Donner regelmatig die boeken allemaal recht zet. En dan is hier de ingang naar de werkkamer. Wat denk ik veel mensen thuis wel herkennen van foto's, is die, dat vind ik altijd heel mooi van dit kamertje, die houten lambrisering, hè, die je zo helemaal rondom hebt. Dus dat is wel heel bijzonder. Dit schijnt een soort afscheidscadeau van Jan-Peter Balkenende aan mij te zijn, maar het zit goed vast.
noticed I don't feel about that war the way we were told we were supposed to feel about that war, the way we were ordered and instructed by the United States government to feel about that war. You see, I tell you, my mind doesn't work that way. I got this real moron thing I do. It's called thinking. And I'm not a very good American because I like to form my own opinions. I don't just roll over when I'm told to. Sad to say, most Americans just roll over on command. Not me. I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Very seriously the media or the press in this country, who in the case of the Persian Gulf War were nothing more than unpaid employees of the Department of Defense, and who most of the time function as kind of an unofficial public relations agency for the United States government. So I don't listen to them. I don't really believe in my country, and I gotta tell you folks, I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. Now, to balance the scale, I'd like to talk about some things that bring us together. Things that point out our similarities instead of our differences. Because that's all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about, the things that separate us, things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They try to divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing happens to work. You know, anything different, that's what they're going to talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything you can do, keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class keeps all of the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all of the taxes, does all of the work. The poor are there just to scare the shit out of the middle class. Keep them showing up at those jobs.
Politicians know that word. They use it. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind three things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks. It's the same reason that will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big, the wealthy, the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media news, all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. You know something? They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch them. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free.
What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers.
We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
Historically, the control and manipulation of political opinion has been the Freemasons' main weapon in gaining control of countries and states. Once in control of the rulers and politicians of a country, laws and political structures could be changed in accordance with their agenda. However, since restricting the body does not necessarily mean restricting the mind, the Freemason recognizes that their plan for a global government hinges completely on subduing the masses to their agenda, and thus eliminating opposition to their cause. And the greatest threat to their plan, posing more danger than any army or law, is the threat of a free-thinking mind. In order to eliminate this threat and to achieve their objective, the Masons have set about the boldest plan ever devised: the complete control of every aspect of human life, your life. And the weapons they are using against you are in your very homes, entertaining you and your children, and gradually indoctrinating you without you even realizing.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind. With few exceptions, the world now stands as one. A year and a half ago, in Germany, I said that our goal was a Europe whole and free. Tonight, Germany is united. Europe has become whole and free. The world can therefore seize this opportunity to fulfill the long-held promise of a new world order. We can find meaning and reward by serving some higher purpose than ourselves. A shining purpose, the illumination of 1,000 points of light.
Something's wrong. Something's absolutely wrong.
Inside job. Plain and simple. All you gotta do is connect the dots.
It is time for us all to dig deeper. Because this could be an inside job.
I do believe that it defies physics for the World Trade Center Tower 7, Building 7, which collapsed in on itself. It is impossible for a building to fall the way it fell without explosives being involved.
The Building 7 thing, you know, if you look at the way it fell, I mean, it looks like a controlled demolition.
And the weapons they are using against you are in your very homes, entertaining you and your children, and gradually indoctrinating you without you even realizing. In today's society, people are spending more and more time engaged with modern media, television, cinema, computer games, the internet, popular fiction and popular music are an integral part of our lives. Yet these provide a vast expanse on information, which you are taking either consciously or subconsciously into your mind. Information on society ranging from ideals and morals and the difference between right and wrong to the way societies and economies should be structured is passed before you every single day. These media play a significant role in providing the basis for determining an individual's view of the world and everything that exists. Thus, any one group in complete control of this information placed on these media will in effect have the power to indoctrinate practically the entire populace of the world to their way of thinking. And it is this fact that the Freemasons are exploiting. The Masons are using the entertainment industry in particular to condition people to their way of thinking, either openly or subliminally. The methods they use vary, but the goal is the same, to impose their beliefs, their ideology and their objectives on you in such a way that you begin to think of them as your own.
The origins of psychological warfare were in Nazi Germany, and in the Nazi ideology, they had something that was called Weltanschauungskrieg, which means worldview warfare. The idea for them was imposing the Nazi worldview on the countries that they had occupied. The Americans picked up this idea, created an American version of it, and called that psychological warfare.
not the boss. Mario, you are not the boss. Timbu, you are not the boss. D, you are not the boss.
I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressmen because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Let's start the uprising. Let's start the uprising. It's time to uprise. It's time to uprise. Yeah. Listen, people, they got us believing we nothing but heathen, scheming, hating each other for nothing but breathing, hating each other for color and creed. When me and you, we one and the same, under the blanket cutting, we bleed. And they think we dumb and naive, but we wasn't conceived yesterday. We know that AIDS, they made up the disease, and they tease us with money and greed to make us hunger and feed off each other like some blood-sucking freaks. And the most ignorant niggas a publisher's dream. Nothing but whores and infidelity is up on the screen. Real chance of love with a slut and a creep, a lover that cheats. These dumb broads should be running the streets. If you think that letting your daughters watch Charm School won't harm you or her in the long run, you're a darn fool. It's so blatant how they raping our minds in plain sight, taking our rights and dignity, it ain't right. Start the uprising. It's time to cut ties with these fucking guys that's feeding us nothing but lies. It's time to uprise. Rise up, time's up, cause when the trust dies, love dies, like government spies. Start the uprising. It's time to cut ties with these fucking guys that's feeding us nothing but lies. It's time to uprise. Rise up, time's up, cause when the trust dies, love dies, like government spies.
I'll admit that Obama had me believing the hype, but after doing the knowledge, I ain't been sleeping at night. Probably the biggest deception I ever seen in my life. If y'all don't read between the lines and y'all ain't reading it right, yeah. Vinny Paz just a motherfucking trooper stepping. Nuclear anxiety in the code of the super weapon. Obama and Bush cousins, and that's a true connection. Seizing power and property like a ruthless henchman. I'm in the Jewish temple on Mount Zion, studying literature from the priory of Sion. Nothing safe, no cars, no planes to fly on. I got a few bulletproof vests to try on. Yeah, but y'all can just remain the machine. It's true lies, but I decide to stay on my dame. You a sucker 666 finally revealed.
Start the uprising. It's time to cut ties with these fucking guys that's feeding us nothing but lies. Time to uprise. Rise up, time's up, cause when the trust dies, love dies, like government spies. Start the uprising. It's time to cut ties with these fucking guys that's feeding us nothing but lies. Time to uprise. Rise up, time's up, cause when the trust dies, love dies, like government spies. True lies.
We, the people, sit back, spit rap, down. True lies, but I decide to stay on my day. The president's laws, disorientated by both sides. If y'all don't read between the lines and y'all ain't reading it right.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lair. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign on me, they just spray it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Alistair Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy's Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you, and how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Ze geven ons een keuze, terwijl deze keuze in werkelijkheid een illusie is. De leugens van de democratie, ik koop ze niet meer. De mensen die dit land runnen hebben hun eigen misdrijven gelegaliseerd. En het wordt tijd dat we de grootste georganiseerde misdaad ter verantwoording roepen. Praat me de fuck niet over een vaderlandsbelang bij de aanval op Irak. We bombarderen dorpen plat onder het mom van wederopbouw. Maar onze vrijheid is niks anders dan propaganda. Want we redden geen mensen, maar we maken ze af. Dus ik vraag me niet af of onze politiek corrupt is. Hier is elke staatsoperatie verdacht, elk wapencontract. Wat de motherfucker die zijn zakken vult aan onderdrukking is de laatste die lacht. Man, ik veracht de poppenspelers op het Binnenhof. Het zal niet rusten totdat de hele fucking beschaving is ingestort. Dit is de binnenkomst. En elke marionet die me tegenwerkt ruim ik uit de weg met eer en trots. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Yeah, minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker, welterusten. Door politici verdraaien informatie bewust. Eeuwenlang wordt het volk door xenofobie onderdrukt. Terwijl de angst voor de islam in sneeuwbaleffect doorrolt, maakt niemand zich druk om de kernwapens in Volko. En wat was nou echt het motief van Volkert van de G? Je hoort het echt niet van JP of de AIVD. Wie de controle hier heeft, iedereen gebrainwashed door de tv. En dus vallen de bommen nog steeds. Ik zeg je, fuck de staat. Klaag me maar aan voor laster en smaad, omdat ik uit mijn hart en ziel praat. En laat zien dat het concept van vrijheid voor het uiten van je mening gewoon niks meer dan een grap is vandaag. Nou wat? Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Yeah! Minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker, welterusten. Kom op! Minister-president, welterusten. Yeah, minister-president, welterusten. Voor, minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker. Wereldpolitiek wordt gerund door fascisten in de Bilderberggroep. Je wordt voor gek verklaard als je schreeuwt en je roept. Het is een samenswering. Witte mannen, strakke pakken, slavenmeesters, Anunnaki, noem me para-kerel. Die elitaire arrogantie misleidt wereldwijd de hoop. Ik zou zo slaan met gitaren was ik Boudewijn de Groot. Want meneer de president slaapt zacht en anseneert in geval van nood gewoon. Nog een terroristische aanslag, maar het plan is al gemaakt. En daar verandert de volgende presidentsverkiezing helemaal niks aan. Helemaal niks, helemaal niks, helemaal niks. Dus ik hoop dat je lekker slaapt. De CIA en FBI, welterusten. De Mossad en MI5, welterusten. Het CDA en VVD, welterusten. Maar ook GroenLinks en de SP, welterusten. Het IND en ABN, welterusten. Shell en de VN, welterusten. CNN en BBC, welterusten. TMF en NTV, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Minister-president, welterusten. Welterusten, motherfucker, welterusten.